Yo, I'm LuKey and welcome to Silver Linings, the making. They will be very surprised with what I'm opening up about and telling them about. I'll be lying if I said this song wasn't a diss. This is the last time I get involved with any beef or drama. The inspiration for this album, or just Silver Linings, the title in general, was everything that happened in the last year. It's no secret that the world has not been a great place and negativity has been up at an all-time high. And I think the name Silver Linings reflects that. Because for people that don't know, the phrase Silver Linings means a positive aspect in a negative situation. So trying to find positives in the negatives, which for me not only describes what we all tried to do last year where the whole world was negative and we tried to find any positive we could, but it also reflects the album itself, because this album for me is a positive in a negative situation. So that's why Silver Linings is a very important name for the album. Swerve is a song that is really about bringing a bop to kickstart the album. Same way I did with the 2.0 album with 2.0. The first song had to be a banger for the album to succeed. And if this song doesn't slap, then the album will fail. Because you always need to get the audience enticed as soon as the album starts. Swerve is about all the things that happened before I took a massive break to recalibrate. Basically, it's all about the drama that happened literally moments before I walked away from YouTube. In the song, I talk about how I have accepted and acknowledged the mistakes I've made in the past and the wrongdoings that I have made, unlike other people. Like whenever something negative was brought up against me, I would address it and I'd answer it and put everything out on the table and give facts about the situation and defend myself. Whereas other people would deny everything and not acknowledge or accept the things they have done and try and mature and grow up from that. So pretty much Swerve is the fact they would swerve away from the conversation. If anything, for me, Ignite is a Swerve part 2, as the song pretty much has the same meaning. Like, I address similar things in Ignite than I did in Swerve, but I think the only difference is Ignite is a bit more of an aggressive song. I feel like Swerve is a bit more of a calm, chill bop, whereas this song is more getting my point across and really setting the tone on how I felt about certain things. I know for certain that when people hear these first 2 songs on the album, a few people will be like, well, why didn't you just leave this whole drama thing and move on? For me, whether you agree with me or not, I feel like the best way to move on is not holding anything back and getting everything on your chest so there's nothing left for you to hold on to. And personally, I think these 2 songs are a perfect way to leave that chapter behind in the rear view. Regrets is a song where I drop a few things about me that nobody knows, whether that's things I've battled behind the scenes or just things about me as a person that people didn't know. I'm telling you now, if people really pay attention and clock some of the bars in that song, they will be very surprised with what I'm opening up about and telling them about. There's one bar in particular. I might talk more on that bar in the future and break it down myself, but Right now, I don't think I'm ready to, as it is a very personal bar to me. But yeah, I'd say Regrets is a song pretty much about the real me. Begin is a very, very different song to any others I have done in the past. It's all about my journey pretty much from the beginning, where I started, to now. It tells a story from start to finish, which for me was a key part in making this song what it is. Because if I didn't have the storytelling aspect, then it wouldn't have hit as hard as it does. I 100% think that Begin will be one of the songs on the album that goes under the radar and doesn't get as much as respect as it deserves. But Begin is definitely one of my best songs I've ever done lyrically. Gravity is my very first house track, and first off, it couldn't have happened without the very, very talented Anna on the hook and obviously Nibs on the instrumental. This one is pretty much about all them nights out in the club and how much we've missed them over the last year. Because I know many people that will be queuing up for them clubs when they reopen, and I know I'm one of them. I've always wanted to do a track like this because my parents were about in the days where garage and house were like the big genres in music, and I'm just happy I've now been able to branch out and do it with a producer and a very talented singer. It really makes me notice the amount I've leveled up throughout my whole music career, from Tell Me What I'm Doing to this. So people will be surprised with this track, and it's definitely gonna slap, and I hope that I can make more tracks like this in the future. I Tried is another personal song. The whole track is about a past relationship where I acted badly, did things wrong, and handled situations very poorly. I Tried is a song I wanted on the album because this whole relationship and the way it ended has been a burden on me for the past few years that I've just not been able to quite shrug off, and I've been able to do it now. For certain people will find it cheesy, but as long as I'm happy with the song, then that's really all that matters at the end of the day. Closure is 100% one of my favourite songs on the album, as it reflects on a few different things and brings a really good vibe with it. I talk about drama, the things that have happened in the last year, and a few of the obstacles I've had to face in my music and YouTube career. There are a few sly digs now and then in the song, but it's all fun and games, isn't it? The main message in the chorus and in the title itself is closure. Pretty much closing the book, having a fresh start, and focusing on what I want to do and where I want to elevate. I'd be lying if I said this song wasn't a diss, but like I said earlier, I feel like it's the best way for me to move forward, not holding anything back. The only reason this song is on the album is because for me to move on, I feel like I had to just say everything that was left on my chest. So there was nothing to hold on to in case I went back to it. Before I wrote this album, I made a promise to myself that after this album, I'm not gonna have any more grudges, and I'm just gonna be happy with the people I have in my life and not focus on the past. I can 100% safely say this is the last time I get involved with any beef or drama. And I know I've said that many times in the past, but I can assure you that I mean it this time. Either way, song's still a banger. Just from the title, you know it's gonna be a sad one. The concept and the structure of this song is one of the toughest concepts I've ever had to do. The whole song is, for me, one of my best ever songs. Suicide Note is structured out like an actual suicide note, and that was inspired by a dark time I went through previously. It's no secret lockdown has been tough, and I've suffered a lot with depression, anxiety, and I feel like it all got too much to the point that I woke up one day, wrote a suicide note and prepared to kill myself. I was in my local forest, I had the rope prepared around my neck, and I took a few deep breaths, and that was it. I just accepted it. And literally a split second before I made that last step, something hit me. And I don't know what it was, but suddenly I realized there was a lot more to life. Because no matter how down or alone I feel, I will always have a family and friends that care about me. And I'm lucky because a lot of people don't have that. So realistically, not only was I sharing my own experience in this song, but I was sharing an experience that a lot of other people have gone through. But the sad truth is, unfortunately, that some people have taken that extra step that I couldn't and actually gone through with it and taken their life. So I wanted to make sure that this song was dedicated to everyone who's been depressed, suicidal, and those that have passed away from suicide. I've always firmly believed that suicide is such an important topic and awareness always has to be raised for it. I've donated to suicide charities in the past, and I've even raised money for suicide charities, and I will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. Honestly, I can sit here and try to sell the album to you by saying how sick it is, but all you need to know is that I love the album, so therefore, as long as I'm happy with it, I don't really care what other people think about it. Any feedback is good feedback, and I honestly think people will enjoy it, but you never know, so we'll wait and see. 29th of May, Silver Linings comes out on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube Music and YouTube. It will also be on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. So yeah, I look forward to seeing people's reactions.